Welcome to the next episode of WaterparkRangers Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we got the bombs that we were looking for from Nico. And then after that, we got caught in Cyclos' tornado, and it kind of sent us off course to Dragon Roost Island. So I figured, as long as we were in the quadrant, we might as well do some stuff that we couldn't do originally. You saw that I was able to blow up that boulder right there with bombs. That is a key feature of that item, in case you haven't guessed. And it's going to help us get a little something extra here. So where we are right now is not, strictly speaking, a dungeon, because it's not nearly large enough. It's more like some kind of random cave. We saw something similar to it back on Poprin Island when we fought all those choo-choos for the piece of heart that actually gave us our 4th heart container. Basically made us go from 3 to 4 hearts fully. Is that like the 10th episode? 10th or 9th, something like that. Or 11th. I'm really bad at this. But anyway, from here, we have a lot of different rooms. Well, I guess 4 isn't a lot. But the truth is, it's not that difficult to navigate as it might seem. Every single room is basically just a remade version of this room. Basically, if you go through any of the side rooms, they'll send you immediately back into the center room, but with something new in it, so it feels like a new room. Very difficult explanation. The bottom line is that to get through this place, oh, that was sweet. Did you see that? The parry actually helped me avoid both of those attacks by, like, rolling underneath them in place. Yeah, the parry does weird stuff like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This place can basically be explained by having 4 separate rooms that you just have to go into, and then go into the top one to get the treasure, and then the bottom one to escape. So you don't really need to understand how this place works, though it's pretty simple if you think about it. I think I explained it pretty well, but even with a good explanation, this place seems kind of confusing. Don't be taken in by the fact that each room has a different tint, number of pots, and a different number of enemies and types of enemies. It's really just the same room. You'll see this is actually good preparation for a part of the game that happens like pretty much at the end. I never thought of that before, but this is kind of like a tutorial for that, sort of. Anyway, we are going to the top room now and receive the prize that you get from going through this place. First off, you do want to break these pots, though, because they do contain a good amount of rupees, like, I think up to 40 even, depending on how many green rupees there are there. About 10, so just about 40. But the treasure chest has 50. Very nice reward. And we will leave from here right away. So that's pretty much the prize that you get from going through this place. And just like I said earlier, just go straight through the slightly more fancy-looking door. It's the one with the more Greek/Roman architecture-like frame. I don't know how to explain it. The one that looks fancier. We'll leave it at that. And then we use the special, mysterious light tractor beam to take us back to the surface. And from here, we should go to the mail center. So you saw that we fell through a hole right there in the ground. Now, I think that's supposed to just be called a cave. Not exactly a mini-dungeon, because they have mini-dungeons in Ocarina of Time, and they're literally dungeons, but just smaller. And usually without a boss. And in Twilight Princess, they have caves and grottos. The difference between caves and grottos is just that caves are holes in the ground, like in this game. But grottos are an extra feature in Twilight Princess that are basically just built into the sides of mountains. And they tend to be more complex than caves. But that's just a story for another time. This is Wind Waker, not any other Zelda game. So we should focus on Wind Waker related stuff. From here, there's a second thing that you can get, only once you have the Deku Leaf, though you need the Wind's Requiem to set the wind in the right direction beforehand. So what you gotta do is just set it towards those kind of sharp, pointy rocks out there to the northwest. No, northeast. And from here, use your Deku Leaf to fly to the lowest one, which is the only one that you can land on. This amount of magic should be fine for doing this. Just make sure to get more by cutting the grass over there before you continue flying. So what you gotta do is actually just read the stone marker here, and it literally just tells you the direction in which to conduct the wind. Oh wait, we're kind of blocked by the rock. Never mind, it doesn't really matter. From here, we just should set it to the north, because that's the way that the arrow's pointing. I hope I'm doing this right, and there's not some other chick No, I'm doing it right, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, and as you saw right there, frozen by the wind's requiem momentarily, there are cargo rocks here, which, if you remember from Dragon Roost Cavern, which you probably don't because there are only like 2 of them there, these enemies, which hold golden feathers, not that that matters anymore, are like the smaller versions of that bird in the Forsaken Fortress, and they can annoy you a bit here, so just be careful of them. I know there are 2, usually one that controls each of these stone tablet markers. There might be more though, so more that I might not know about, though I doubt it, so just be careful of that. So this one's telling us to conduct the wind to the west of here, and I plan to do that right now. So it sends the wind to a hidden little ledge. Well, it's not exactly hidden. It's kind of tough to see, just the way the colors are tinted on this. Yeah, sometimes I wonder about the video quality. I think that generally what I've been able to capture has been very good quality. Though Wind Waker, I actually have seen it in HD before from screenshots, and it can look a lot better. Like, it can look amazing. Like, it can look like something extremely high-end for the Wii. I know that doesn't sound like much. I know, extremely high-end for the Wii. But anyway, there's 100 rupees, so we're seeing some big money numbers this episode. 100 rupees. Unfortunately, we have our wallet to be able to handle this stuff. We wouldn't have been able to get this stuff when we were first at Dragon Roost Island, because number one, we wouldn't have had the items to do so. We need the bombs and Deca Leaf. And second off, our wallet just wouldn't have been able to hold the stuff. It can't take that kind of abuse. But these days it can, now that it can hold 1,000. Now, we could have done this the first time we came to the island, but it would have been completely stupid to do so, because we wouldn't have been able to hold it in our wallet at the time. And if we could have, then it would have been a huge waste anyway. You'll see what I mean. So control the seagull with a highway pair and fly it into one of the bombs growing on this section. They should all explode, sending a treasure chest falling from above, making it seem like it magically appeared there for no reason. And it has a silver rupee. Has the worth of 200 rupees. This is the most valuable currency in the game. It basically, yeah, that's all there is to know about it. It's worth a lot. And believe it or not, they actually are more common than orange rupees, for whatever reason, if you know where to look for them. Generally in Zelda games these days, the currency values are green 1, blue 5, yellow 10, red 20, purple 50, orange 100, silver 200. There have been deviations from this system throughout the series. So we're sailing south now. Alright, the reason that we're going south, and I clipped that off really quickly for some reason, is because on the way back to Outset, we're going to run into a lot of islands, and it can get a little bit overwhelming with all the stuff there is to do in this game. So I want to proceed through it kind of methodically, as much as I can anyway, and that involves just going through this this line of islands just due south of Dragon Roost, and then taking the very bottom line of islands west to Outset. Might sound complicated, but if you watch the episodes from this point onwards, you'll understand. So what are we doing right now? Well, we're on the Fire Mountain Quadrant, which is just one square south. Damn, I'm bad with compass directions this episode. Of Dragon Roost, and I'm taking the sea platform there. Now, technically, you could have gone up here earlier, but I would advise against it because unless you destroy those turrets with bombs, you won't be able to get all the treasure. So once you have the bombs, feel free to just go to basically any sea platform on the ocean, because now you can access all they have to offer. Yay! Rewards are generally pretty crappy, but I'm getting them anyway because, you know, this is 100%. So, episode's winding down, so next episode, we will continue south. See you then.